Við ætlum að kíkja á brot úr mynd sem sýnd í Háskólabíó þessa dagana, heitir Future of Hope. Hún eftir Englendinga sem fengu áhuga á ástríðu fyrir Íslandi og ákváðu að gera heimildamynd sem nú sýnd hér á Íslandi, ætluð fyrir alþjóðlegan markað. Við skulum skoða brot úr þessari mynd.
Peoples who forget their past have difficulties in tackling the present, not to mention the future.
Henry Bateman and Heather Millard, you are respectively the producer and the director of this film, Future of Hope. We saw the sort of a sequence from the start of the film, this animation sequence. The animation in the film is actually quite brilliant.
Yeah, we're very lucky. We've got Una Lorentzen, an Icelander we found living in New York to do it, and she's just done it brilliantly. The idea was to tell the back history of Iceland from coming out of the sea to the end of the banking crash in the first few minutes, so that we summed up the history and we didn't have to dwell on that. We could just look forward and look to the future.
It's very well done. But this film is it has a message. Well, of course, there's a message in the name, but the film has a message about where Iceland should head after the banking crash.
Yes, it's about how to live more sustainably. And Future of Hope looks at several key areas of how you could move towards a more sustainable lifestyle in Iceland and what other countries can learn from Iceland. So we look at organic farming, we look at innovation, renewable energy and the growth of new businesses.
But I think, well, you filmed it basically I think a year ago or last year. You came here at a decidedly more optimistic period than now. I think we've entered a valley of gloom since then. People were seeing opportunities at this moment. We had the Þjóðfundur and different things, but don't you feel the situation is a bit more gloomy at the moment?
Well, I think everyone expected it to be a V curve, and it's turning out to be more of a W curve with the recession, in terms of there's another dip before the big rise. So I think you're right in terms of we came at the most optimistic time. And that was what inspired us, was the people's optimism in the face of adversity. And this amazing sort of Icelandic stoicness, which is still apparent today, I think. But I think it's a natural circle that we'll go through. And hopefully, if people slightly alter the way they're thinking, maybe, they can get back to this time of hope and optimism. It's not all doom and gloom yet.
Yes, I'd like to show a clip from the film. You're talking about stoicism. We will look at, well, Bogi, and we also see Davíð Scheving. Bogi is really the hero of the film.
Well, he's certainly the hero for us. Yeah.
And I have paid the bank back about 30 million since then, but now I own about 135 million, and it's still rising and rising and rising. It was about 5 million every month. So even though, no matter how you calculate on your finger, it not work out. so like and it will be still rise and faster and faster and faster. So probably around next Happy New Year, it can be maybe 160, 170 million. Even though it is not fair to not pay, it is unfair to not take care of the family, take care of the bank. What? You can put like some box around this after. but yeah, and I think this is feeling of so many people in Iceland now, and every week I am meeting some people who are in the same situation and are stopping to pay the bank.
I mean, we of the West we have la dolce vita, don't we? Really. We complain bitterly, but we consume and we rule and conquer and rule, divide and rule. But the people of the world, the third world, are suffering.
Boye went through some changes while we were making the film. When we came out in March 2009, Boye had a Thai restaurant and Thai spa, and he described how popular his restaurant was, and people were booking a year in advance to go to his restaurant. And word spread that it was so popular that people stopped trying to book at that time.
Oh, yeah.
And so he was losing popularity because he was so popular, almost. And then in the summer, with the recession and people not spending so much, he turned to the idea of perhaps transforming his restaurant into a coffee shop during the day to try and attract some tourists visiting the president's house. And Boye is always coming up with new ways that he can adapt himself.
Yes.
And so we've since seen him do some handyman work and also have his Thai spa open in the evenings and his restaurant open in the evenings for group bookings and the coffee shop. And now we believe he's got new ideas on the horizon as well.
Yeah, I think you could never beat Boye down. He's amazing in terms of his nature, and he's just a wonderful guy.
You know, he gives you, actually, when you watch the movie, you start caring for him, but you start admiring him because he just takes what life throws at him.
He does.
And he has a wonderfully simple way to sum up what everyone else is thinking, I think, and feeling. And yeah, Boye is certainly our hero. And
he has lots of energy, and he passes that energy on to others as well. I mean, he's sort of inspired us.
Yeah.
Again and again throughout the film.
Inspired by Boye.
Yeah, but and then there's another feature of them. These are the energies, the sustainability, and you're looking at the way that Iceland could actually use its energy for, well, it could use it for its transport system, but also for growing things. And I'd like to show another clip from the film where we have another, I would say, star of the movie is Kristín Vala Ragnarsdóttir from the university. She's head of the engineering department or science engineering department.
Dean of Engineering and Natural Sciences.
And which used to be a very sort of male domain, but she is a staunch advocate of sustainability and green solutions. Yeah. And she's saying a very interesting thing about the way we are using our energy.
I am certain that we have enough geothermal heat to power our greenhouses. We are importing 70% of our vegetables and 99% of our fruit. And in greenhouses, we can grow both. At the moment, a new power plant at Hellisheiði spews 90% of the energy into the atmosphere, which is mad. We could have set up greenhouses up there to use this energy to produce food. We just need to put our mind to it. And I think Icelandic people, they like new trends. So once they catch on to a new trend, they will take it and run with it.
I think on this point, Iceland is so advanced in sustainable living already, more so, and renewable energy more so than many other countries. But what we try to demonstrate in the film is how we can use that energy better. There is a lot of waste energy going up into the atmosphere. And although it's renewable and it's green energy, there are still ways that we can use that in Iceland.
Yes. And then, of course, we have, as mentioned in the film, we have possibilities with our transport systems. And
Exactly. There's so many different ways we can be using this energy to make money and to grow our own food, to save on imports of expensive fruit and vegetables from all around the world.
I think Kristín Vala has been a breath of fresh air for coming back into Iceland after 10 years abroad, and what she says and what she stands for is clearly not only important for Iceland, but a wonderful message for the rest of the world to take away. And I think when making the film, we always intended it for an international audience. And I think, people are often quite sceptical with a name like Future of Hope.
Yes.
But it's the little messages that one can hopefully take away from it.
Yes.
That I think is the most important, and Icelanders like to know what foreigners think, and,
Yeah.
you know. And I think, I mean, the film for us sums up what we found most optimistic and what seemed to be the most obvious routes forward. And Kristen Vala being effectively the voice of reason, maybe, moving forward. I think she demonstrates very well what Iceland could be and the potential that you have here.
Yes.
If everyone gets behind the same goal. And, you know, Icelanders are evolved through many centuries of natural selection to be terribly stoic and stubborn.
Yes.
And I think that can really work in your advantage if you move in
channeled
a
in the
positive
right
way.
way.
It's channeled in the right. Well, you're still here, and you are living here, both of you.
But yeah, haven't left yet, and no plans to at the moment.
Okay, thank you for being on Silva Reyes, Henry, and Heather. The film is on in House Colapio.
It is.
It is, yes.